Just look at the ones you could do. They probably don't care about background checks.
You think getting a job is gonna save us? Nobody's gonna help us. They never have, they never will. Take Pete and go.
Now, you produced the movie, The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete.
Yes.
What was it about the script? I heard you read the script in one day. What was it about the script that just touched you?
Well, first of all, the name is incredible.
It is.
Like, The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete is such an ill, amazing name. That's one. And when you find out that Mr. and Pete are two boys, you know, who in any other circumstances probably wouldn't make it, but in this case, you'll see how they survive, it's a really triumphant, you know, piece. And the way that is so real, it's so honest. I mean, it's so honest to the point that it's funny. And we're not necessarily talking about very funny situations,
right,
but that's how it is, you know? And so I think it really captures the spirit of these two boys and how they make it past some of the most incredible struggles. So that really resonated with me, and also just the emotional journey.
The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete. This movie is about friendship, it's about survival. I really dug the friendship between Mr. and Pete. So I wanted to know your best friend. What happened with you two that you realized this girl right here is my best friend, this guy's my best friend?
You know what? He's my assistant right now, and he's here. Well, again, we face every inevitable defeat we can find, you know, like that hits us. And we've been friends since the 6th grade, actually. And again, we've faced everything. Like, it's like, I don't even know what to call it. But that's my partner right there.
Now, I love the seriousness of it and the fun of it as well, like the bodega part. Like, so I want to ask you, if you have $5 to go in the bodega and buy something, what would Alicia Keys buy?
Well, would I be buying it because I can get whatever I want, or would I be buying it because of what I need?
You'd be buying it because you got $5 and you want to go to the bodega and spend $5 in the bodega.
Okay, if I was to go to the bodega, I would definitely get the plantain chips. Because I like the plantain chips. I would also have to get an Italian icy, and then I would have to turn it upside down so that you could get the bottom first. That leaves me with a lot more, actually. I definitely would have to get me some Apple Jacks. And see, they don't sell the type of milk I drink though at the bodega, because I can't drink dairy milk, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that.
I'll just
eat it dry. And what else would I get at the bodega? Oh, I guess I'm eating a lot of sweets. The Chipwich. You
have a couple of great roles coming. You have this one, you have Winnie as well. You just go from here to there. That's really, it's like a wide range. And you met with a heroin addict here too.
Yes.
I wanted to know, like, have you ever been around someone who's on drugs, and how did that interaction go?
You know what? This movie kind of like made me aware of addicts. Because the things to look for. Like, I might have been and didn't know it at the time, but then when I reflect back now, like, oh, so that's what that was. So that's what that represents. Like, you know, and I mean, obviously, I'm sure I grew up around it some kind of way, but I didn't know much about it until, like, I didn't even know that there was a difference between an upper and a downer until preparing for this role. So this role and preparing for it was a huge eye-opener to me. Like, wow, this is a whole new world that I knew nothing about.
This movie is ultimately, like I said, it's about friends. Mr. and Pete, they started out like rough, but then they ended up being really good friends. Your best friend, when did you realize that, wow, this person's my best friend? What were you guys doing?
One of my best friends, I don't have many friends, but the friends I have, that we are all very, very tight. And one of my best friends, we met in school, and I guess it was like, you know, I was starting like 7th grade, and I think she was either 7th or 8th grade. And we also kind of were like Mr. and Pete, where we started off a little rough. Like, she is totally different from me, I'm totally different from her. But we realized, like, we really had connections. We both loved music, and we both loved, like, the similar artists, and you are so surprised how when you think you're so different, you're actually so much the same.
Exactly.
Which I think this film really talks about too.
There's a really powerful scene, the restaurant scene, when you go and you have to pay for the food. What was it like filming that scene? Because that was just like, okay, I gotta go all the way in.
Yes.
That was
oh my
that was
God.
your Holly Berry Monsters ball scene.
I guess it was. In reading that, that was probably the part that I shied away most from in reading the script. Like, okay, I want to play this role, but dang, I got to do all of that. But again, it's the honest truth of this story, and it's a part of reality somewhere, you know. So it should be told. And although yes, I was very like intimidated by that. Like, oh, now that's a little steep right there, you know, ratchet. But okay, let's tell this story.
Also, Mr. has a hater in the movie. I forget his name, but he was from The Wire. He has a hater in this movie. How does Alicia deal with haters? Because I love how I was cheering like, yes. So how does Alicia deal with haters?
Oh, and then the guy's all bigger than him and like tried to knock him out on the floor. Poor baby. Yes, he was totally a hater. But how do I deal with how do we all deal with haters? Well, you try your best to ignore them at first, and then if they don't go away, you probably still have to just ignore them, because most people who are hating to that degree really have a self-depreciation problem. Like, they don't love themselves enough, and so they actually just need some love. And I think that in this case, he really saw in Mr. like the fact that he was probably gonna make it, and he knew he never would. And there was something about that killed him.
Now, Derek, if one of your exes walked into your life, how would you react to that? They walked in trying to holler too.
Jay-Z would say the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Biggie, because of, you know, it's the same thing that happens when a super athlete goes too early or whatever.